Hello, Shad here again. I'll get right to it. Lady Gilda managed to step away from the necromantic energy below the gauntlet, thankfully. As the battle subsided, we finally had a moment to take in the damage done. Ogril's bloodlust was especially unexpected. But such may be the way of ghouls. He still seems to be on our side, and content to eat and read to his heart's content. I myself spotted a secret door leading to a room like the teleportation circles previously discovered by my comrades. Ogril helps us to translate several signs outside of various doors. Aiming to enter one labeled Workroom, I'm afraid the lock was beyond my skill and the integrity of my tools was damaged. But with a bit of might, Lady Gilda was able to force her way through. We discovered a room filled with bookbinding tools and supplies, a skeleton slumped on the floor, and an apparition to match. The ghost pantomimed her work within the room, while Tulak attempted to trick her into conversation. He was quickly instructed to depart. Searching another room labeled Repair Storage, we found some useful items, and among them what we may have needed to aid in our previous failure. A scroll of repair. Tulak returned to the ghost, and using the magic of the scroll aided in her impossible mission, spending hours repairing books. The ghost was put to rest, thanking Tulak and calling him a creature of merit. Tulak discovers more of the life of this mysterious ghost, and gathers an odd set of fabric along with a letter and pattern for reconstruction. The rest of us spent our time understanding the layout of the library, before heading back to Otari for some recuperation. I'll surely welcome a warm bowl of chowder at the Crook's Nook.
All right, what is up, listeners? Heyo. Yeah, that's right. We're starting off. We're getting things going here. Welcome back.
Are you a morning radio DJ or what?
I don't know what my vibe is right now, but it's a lot.
It's called still hungover and overtired.
All right, boys. So I was feeling like a corpse today. And that brought me to a little intro banter. I want your elevator pitches on what you would do if the zombie apocalypse started today.
As in, like, how we would cause it or how we would survive it?
How you'd survive it, how you'd react to it. If you got any plans, short-term, long-term, you know, just give me a
classic question.
Quick little update.
When you say elevator pitch, are we in an elevator, and what kind of building is it in, and how imminent is the zombie apocalypse?
Yeah. We all know malls are a dangerous place in the zombie apocalypse. If anyone's played Left 4 Dead, they know the mall is a dangerous place.
If I'm on my way to a penthouse of a skyscraper of like a pretty well-equipped spot, I'll just be like, hey, not going to tell you a word, bud, and take it right to the penthouse. And just camp out there.
This is a business elevator pitch. So you just have about 90 seconds to tell me what's going on. You're not in an elevator unless you have an elevator in your building.
No, fuck it. We're fucked. No. I got nothing to tell you, bud.
Give in. Let the swarm take you.
Do what you want until you can't.
Do what you want until you can't. Words to live by.
Words to live by, indeed.
Oh, man.
All right. Freeman, you got anything going on?
I mean, no word of a lie.
Survivors?
My solution is find James Kidd. He may or may not help you, but if he does, you'll survive.
All right, survival skills. What is it in Pathfinder parlance? It's
yeah, exactly.
Following an expert.
Oh god.
All right, and James, what's your zombie strategy?
I don't know if I'm exactly the expert or the right person to ask, but the first is grab our 2 bug out bags, head down to Burrard and Broadway. There's a Canby and Broadway. Canadian Tire, save on, canned goods only, lightweight food, fill up the pack. Then we immediately start moving north to Horseshoe Bay, commandeer a boat, and find the smallest island we can find with an outside perimeter that's patrollable in a maximum of 10 hours. So each person each day can walk around. We can have 2 sentries going at any given time. Very, very small, and I mean like the entire perimeter of the island. And then we set up shop. Hopefully I was able to, at that point, get my ham license and figure out ham radio. But rudimentary shelter is first, water is second, and then we wait. When the season turns, hopefully we can start growing some stuff. But that's that's about it. It's a waiting game. So I'm not particularly prepared, but I have a plan of attack.
I don't think he was the right person to ask. I think you're right, James.
Until you never thought about that before, ever.
There you go. See, I knew at least one of these guys was going to be okay here.
Well, it's not just zombie apocalypse. It's earthquake, it's riots,
it's any
of that stuff. Like it's any of those scenarios. Yeah.
Generalized apocalypse plan.
Scott, what's yours? Is yours now
honestly,
mine?
I don't really. Yeah, I mean, I think that it would be trying to link up with that because I don't know what else I do. The thing is that sucks is being in the city here. It would be gridlock immediately, I think. But I live close to the north, like right close to the mountains. It's wilderness, 20 minutes from here if you're in a car. So I just be trying to get the fuck out of here, take a logging road as far as I can, and end up somewhere. I got a rifle, so I'd use that to acquire groceries really quickly, and then move out of here.
Just pegging people on their way out of the supermarket.
Just stealing their grocery carts.
I might take over a nice mansion in the British properties and just live out my life up there. Once the power goes down, I'll swim in the pool until it gets too disgusting.
Like,
and we'll
James,
move on.
for most survival things, I would go to Scott if we need the water to start running again, but I'd still make fun of him for being a city worker and not doing much work. And then if Duncan happened to be on the West Coast, I'd be like, hey, if we have to go into a hospital, he might know where we need to go to grab the stuff we need. So but if he's still on the East Coast, he's fucked.
Yeah, no, it would be like a Stephen King's The Stand-esque journey.
I don't know what I would offer, to be honest. We could all play Pathfinder still.
That's true.
I'm the entertainment officer.
All right, and now that we've covered zombies here, let's research some zombies in the town of Otari.
That was weak.
I don't know. I liked it.
Whatever, man.
Oh, man. It was weak, but I liked it. It's still stronger than most.
I got it.
Yeah.
Now that we've talked about that particular plan of attack, let's figure out what our character's next plan of attack is.
Oh, it's still. I mean,
it's not my intro banter. Get off my dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. You negative Nancy, you want to take a swing at it then, Freeman?
Speaking of useless people in an apocalypse situation, let's all defer to James. What to do next? That's all I got.
All right, that's even weaker.
I don't have
Duncan,
any money.
save our bacon.
I'd like healing potions.
Well, speaking of all of us being a little bit worthless, let's have a nap and try to regroup.
Oh, that is literally what's happening. So, we all suck. Let's play Pathfinder. Yeah, you guys you're rested up now. Let's fast forward this time some more. At least 8 more hours. By the time you feel reasonably rested, actually, let's make it 9 for preparation. It's going to be about 20 after 4 in the afternoon. 1620.
Nice.
What is it you guys want to do whilst you're in town here? Besides probably get a drink.
I would like Tulak to sell some of the shit in his bag to buy a couple more healing potions. And to get my shield repaired. but I can just attempt that myself, or have Physic attempt it.
Sure.
Well, just to take stock here, what are people holding for gold? I got
0. We haven't found any gold since I bought the shield.
Okay, so I'm going to immediately sell the gold paperweight. Mm-hmm. So that's 10 gold immediately.
You still have the bloodstone to sell if you want to.
I am selling the bejeweled spyglass because fuck Tangle Tussle.
Oh, really? We do have a clockwork gear that's worth 40 gold.
You also still have the large silver key for the workshop in the surface level of Gauntlet. It's worth 10 gold. You guys did opt to keep it before in case you wanted to lock the door behind you.
But I like it. So half plate +1 war armor or warhammer, sorry. Glaive low grade silver sword cane. Do we want to sell the half plate?
Is it in your inventory right now? Let me double check. I'll get back to you.
Okay. Do we want to sell the +1 warhammer?
+1 makes it more valuable, and you might want to transfer the rune to something else that you more likely to use. But
we already have a +1 rune. We're not doing fuck all with.
The glaive is only worth 2
and
gold.
Equipment only sells for half.
Okay, I'm selling the glaive because we don't need it. Right? No one wants it?
No, sir.
I will take the half plate, but it's
last time we touched on it, it was too cumbersome. But I think that was before the bag of holding as well.
Yeah, it was. It's only 1 bulk, whereas chainmail is 2 bulk. So,
it's in the party loot. And should I just sell the warhammer then?
Try and take the. Oh, it's 8 bulk. Holy fuck!
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, no, we're selling that. Never mind.
That's 8, but remember that's 8 bulk, not equipped.
I'll give it a shot.
If you equip it, it's slightly less, but it still might be encumbered.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and sell the bejeweled spyglass.
Oof! All right, Tangle Top.
Fuck Tussle Tits.
you haven't been to see him or they or whatever for a while.
I don't know if we really need to.
Okay, I'm selling the sword cane too.
I'm still encumbered with the half plate on, so chainmail it is.
Yeah, it's a beast.
Yeah, until level 5.
You have decent decks though, right?
No, it's my dump stat.
Oh, you don't?
Because I got that busted up leg.
Right.
Are we gonna try to get the +1 out of the warhammer, or just fucking sell
care.
It might be worth holding on to.
It's 1 bulk. I can just hold it. It's worth 35 gold.
If you want my advice,
I can just hold on to it for now.
I don't. Yeah.
You never know. Right. You never know who's gonna die next and who's gonna need a +1 weapon.
That's true. Okay, I'll just hold on to it for now.
What we could do is we could transfer it to your footlocker and leave it at your caravan in town. That way it's not taking up room in the bag of holding. I think that's what I'm going to do with the half plate, if you guys are okay with it. Because once I hit level 5, that shouldn't be a problem for me.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's only worth 18 gold, so what's the resale on that? Like 9?
Yeah, that's not really worth it. We'll find more valuable treasures than that.
With this, we still have the slick
that
armor.
One you can't attach it to anything unless you have a +1 armor, so it's still just waiting in the wings for you to have access to that. Yeah.
So you need the +1 armor to add it.
+1 or +2, those are fundamental runes. And then it for every one of those, you're allowed to add like whatever the other type of rune is. I always forget it. And that's what this one is. It's not a fundamental. It's the other one.
Yeah. Eventually, I'd like to make my sturdy shield a +1, but I'm not sure I can. It's already magical technically.
Yeah, I don't know if you can or not. I'll have to look into that. But I believe a shield does not count as armor.
Oh, okay. We can let's hold on to this. Like, what's it worth? 45. Like, whatever. Sell it if you want.
Oh, I wasn't trying to sell it. I was trying to see if I could. I want to put it on.
I believe, James, the thing is that a shield counts as neither a weapon nor an armor. Yeah. But if you add a shield boss or shield spikes, you can add runes to those because they make it a weapon.
Okay.
Even though you can shield bash, probably it's still you don't think you can. I don't think you can inscribe runes on it.
That's fine. I'm not super worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like the idea of a slick rune. but I don't really need a bonus to those things at the moment. And if we need the gold,
it's the bonus to acrobatics for escape. That's the key one right there.
Yeah. I was just thinking that if it wasn't being used, someone should use it, but I don't know if I can add it, like, because I know my explorer's clothing. Yeah, so how do you get a +1 explorer's clothing?
I think you can add runes to just like a robe or something like that. I'm pretty sure you can.
It would have to be a robe or a cloak or something like that.
But you can add to explorer's clothing. Yeah, it is for sure. Okay. But yeah,
you would need a +1 armor potency rune on that first, and then you could add the slick.
Got it.
And that's the reason it's in the wings for so long, is that the armor potency rune is like a level 5 item, so it's like well ahead.
Yeah. We had that conversation about trying to get it like shipped in through the caravan, and
yeah.
All right, so basically right now, guys, we are sitting on 72 gold, 8 silver, 4 copper. And
I've got 30 gold as well.
Okay.
Did you sell the bloodstone? Okay.
Nope, bloodstone's still there,
worth
actually.
10 gold, and the large silver key worth 10 gold.
The key we'll hold on to, but the bloodstone, I guess, doesn't do anything.
Do we really need the key?
Too.
Not really.
I like the key.
Okay.
I like the key.
I'm sentimental like that.
I think Tulak still has that onyx stone too, don't you? Or did you sell that? Yeah, that's for 25
Yeah, but that's
gold.
not going anywhere. Yeah, well, it's my 25 gold now.
Holding out on you guys.
It's got sentimental value.
I mean, what do you guys want? Like, I would like one, like a minor or lesser healing potion, whichever one is the middling.
Yeah, I think we should get I have 3 lesser healing potions right now. 4. Jesus. I'm good.
Yeah, can I get 1 for 12 gold?
Okay.
All right, that's all.
Yeah. Do you want 2?
No, I mean, if you guys want more, you guys take them. Like, the amount of times that I actually use them is very, very minimal. With my lay on hands and stuff, this is just kind of an in case of emergency thing. If one of you guys goes down, I can draw it on my person, then move, then feed, that kind of stuff.
One thing that's worth considering and worrying about very much is like constantly buying potions. Like, that's if you're not building some of your gold to purchase higher level items later on, then you could be wasting a whole bunch. And yes, it's for survival, I get that, but if you're constantly buying consumables only, you might find yourself lacking later on with the gold that you've acquired along the way.
That's very true.
Yeah, I mean, as far as gear goes, I'm good. Like, my lay on hand scales with each level, and I'm happy with my shield and my hand wraps until probably 7th or 8th level. Because I don't think those weapon potencies stack. Oh, you can upgrade the weapon potency rune etched on a weapon to a stronger version, increasing the value. I'm going to take that weapon potency +1. If that's okay with you guys.
I don't know if I don't think they stack. I think you have to get a +2 potency.
You can upgrade the weapon. It's the second paragraph.
Yeah.
You look into it, but if it stacks, there's no reason I don't have a +2 hand wraps and mighty blows.
That could knock a bunch of motherfuckers out. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, we'll certainly look into it, but
it's literally the second paragraph under the item. Yeah.
But what are you guys doing for the rest of your day here? Or you're getting into evening almost now.
Was anyone else buying anything, or are we done?
Yeah, I'm going to buy 1 lesser healing potion.
Okay, so I'll knock off 12 more.
I'll knock it off of my inventory.
Oh, are you sure? Just take it out of the party loot.
Well, I'm going to knock it off my inventory and then throw all of my money into the party loot.
All right.
If you continue reading on that paragraph, James, it says, increasing the values of the existing rune to those of the new rune, you must have the formula of the stronger rune to do so. So you can only upgrade via a stronger rune, not stacking smaller runes.
Oh, that's dumb.
All right, so just to sum it up for the listeners, if we cut all of that, we sold a bunch of crap and bought 2 lesser healing potions, 1 for Lady Gilda, 1 for Physique, and that is it.
What is your alchemist crossbow there, Physic? Do you have a rune on it?
Do not, actually.
Let's just slap it on that bitch then, because I don't see you getting rid of that anytime soon.
Oh, no, that's sticking around.
All right, so let's just take that weapon potency room, spend the rest of the day, have somebody slap the... I mean, you could probably do it, realistically.
You actually need... it's been back and forth, I feel like, in all the things I've read, but some people say you need magical crafting in order to do it. But you can easily go to the Otari garrison, where they sell and do runes.
Okay.
And it will basically cost you, I think it's 10% of the cost of the rune, so...
3.5 gold
silver
pieces.
Oh, yeah, I'll take that out of my my own loot before I put it into the party loot as well.
Sweet.
And Tulok, do you have a weapon that you use? Like,
I got a dagger that I use every once in a while, but it's kind of a last case scenario. So
I'm sure we'll just find a +1 dagger. Like, we can buy one for 40 gold, I think. So
I'm fine for now, anyways.
Yeah.
I don't think you've used it yet.
I've used it once or twice.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I guess just for the listeners' sake, I'm going to buy a bunch of crossbow bolts as well. It usually has to go unsaid, but you know.
All right.
Okay, so once they're doing that, Tulok would like to do some research.
Oh, baby. Okay. What do you want to research, and where are you going to do it? You still got options for Nimbaloth, capped out in town on Belcora and town of Otari. I think you can still do some will-o-wisp.
So I'm going to go do Nimbaloth, and I'm going to head to the Dawnflower.
Is it Dawnflower Library? Ah, oui.
Gilda will accompany.
That's a poor pastiche of French, listeners.
Sacre bleu, you shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Right. And then I'm going to gather information once I'm there.
Okie dokie. Roll me a sweet check.
26.
Ooh.
That'll do it. That gives you one of your now 2 points towards more information on Nimbaloth. And that takes about an hour. Beauty. You discern no thresholds here.
It's 2 hours.
The gather information is only one.
Ah.
That's part of the PC recollection. Never mind. You're right. Sorry, that's my bad. That's 2 hours.
While they're there, Gilda will do the same for will-o-wisps.
Okay.
I rolled it privately because I thought that was the case.
Technically, I think it is, but whatever. It's research.
Fair enough.
You got 18, which will do.
Threshold
At the Dawnflower. That caps you at Dawnflower for that.
That caps us in regional lore.
It caps you completely in regional lore, doesn't it? Okay, Look at that. Sweet. So you are 4 points in. Let me see if there's a new threshold here. Indeed, there is. You have, but this is a unique one where you have options. You can choose to learn more about the genesis or the ecology of will-o-wisps, the society, or choose a variety or variant. You can choose one that you already know about, or I can choose one at random for you.
You guys have any preferences?
I don't care.
No, I mean, the only thing we cared about was the ones that we already know too much about, so.
Choose one at random for me, bud.
So you're going to skip Genesis, Ecology, Society, and go for a specific?
Yeah, I don't really care about Genesis.
Okay. You find information on something called the Grotian Candle. I just shared it with you. If you scroll down, you'll see that, not Grotian, Groton Candle. So basically, nearly always adherents of the grim deity Grotus, which is the skull-like moon god that exists over
the boneyard.
The boneyard, where Pharasma guides the souls into their afterlives. Nearly always the adherents of this grim deity are these will-o-wisps resemble the leering skull moon of their namesake. So Groton candles are will-o-wisps that actually look like Grotus. And they gather in grim choruses that work together with eerie synchronicity. Groton candles deal cold damage rather than electricity. They have the ability to feed on fear. And they have this ability called Show the Looming Moon. And if they are invisible, which they can often become, these will-o-wisps, it will extend its invisibility and flash with cold brightness, causing you to need to roll a fortitude save or become dazzled. These creatures appear to be more powerful versions of a will-o-wisp than you've encountered so far.
Okay.
Cool.
So stay the fuck away from those guys. Gotcha.
Exactly.
Neat.
What's Physic doing in the meantime here while they're doing the studying?
While they do their first round of study, is going to take a look at the 2 unidentified liquids that he's got in his inventory.
Haha, good call.
One of which is a nice alluring blue.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to tell me, but you might have to tell the listeners what kind of check I have to do on that one again.
That one is a crafting.
Probably why I've got it. A 26.
That'll do it. This is a moderate skeptic's elixir.
Oh, I'm moderately skeptical about this one, Freeman.
I feel like you had one of these before, maybe?
Yeah, I did.
But this is the next...
yeah, the lesser.
Yeah, this is the next tier up.
So +2 item bonus to perception checks and perception DCs to notice falsehoods. Okay, and could I take the same check on a much more alluring purple elixir?
That one is going to be a magic check.
Okie dokie. 22.
You still don't know.
Oof.
Sorry, it was 21, so I know even less. I read like a child. I suppose the DC goes up on that every time, too. Okay, great.
I mean, not like... It's like if you're doing back-to-back ones between the party. But for every time, like, you have the opportunity to say, access more information, you can give it another re-roll kind of thing. So,
okay. And
like, you're in town now, you could, like, ask around. It's kind of like, maybe you're getting more information, maybe you're not. When you return to the new library, you could probably try it again.
Yeah. So I'd like to go taking much time, so I'll go over to do a research of my own.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much right now in town, locked to Nimbleoth, I think. You can do any of the options too, like PC Recollection, Dawnflower Library, or Odd Stories.
I'll go to Odd Stories to do Nimbleoth.
You pop into Odd Stories, and Morlabin's like, Physic! It's been a while!
Say the line, Freeman.
Stay a while and listen. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Morlabin. How's Kevin?
Oh, Kevin, yes, my newly named husband. He's great. He's still plugging away at organizing all of the non-fiction. Where have you been? How is things at the Gauntlet? I do fear for your safety when you are down there.
I fear for my safety even when I'm not down there, but it's pretty bad. We know of this being called Nimbleoth. Is there anything you could let us know?
Let's see what I have. My collection's plentiful, but is limited on some of the darker things. I should love to have more.
Well, I'll take what I can get at this point.
And go ahead and roll me up a speed check.
What would you like there?
Your options are religion or diplomacy or applicable lore.
Otari lore?
No.
I guess it'll have to be a religion. For a sweet 11.
Wow.
I'm afraid I've not found anything of use to you here in my stores. Perhaps if we had more access to some of these darker books, like on the list that you had, have you perhaps found much in the way of useful tomes and such in your explorations?
And a light bulb, like out of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, will go up over the head of Physic. And you'll go,
I think I might know just the place.
Oh yes, do tell.
We found a library underneath the Gauntlet.
His eyes light the fuck up. You found a library?
Yeah, I only saw like about half of the books because a lot of them were on shelves too high to see. But we have a librarian. There's ghouls down there. It's a hard place to get to, but if you want to help us to decipher what's down there, please let us know.
Physic, this is unprecedented. A secret underground library that once might have belonged to the dread Belcora. Who knows what untold darkness might be down there. Be careful. Make sure you are careful. But I have a request of you now, Physic.
What would that be?
Could you perhaps seek out a list of books for me? For my shop. I will gladly pay you for them.
Absolutely. What do you need to see?
This... just give me some time, and I will write it up for you. And he writes a pretty extensive list of things he hopes to stock. And this opens up the opportunity to collect books for Morlabint, and he will pay you by the bulk. If you find these on the list. I think it's...
How much we talking?
Oh, I forget. Let me just find it. Let me just find it here.
Get Tulak in there to negotiate us a commission.
Yeah.
I am
Need
not
to be
there.
making on the front and back end.
He will pay you 5 gold per bulk that you find. And it's a big list.
Is a bulk 10 books?
It doesn't specify, so it's just a pretty general mechanic here. So it's like predetermined. So we're in certain rooms, you'll find books, and then you get to search through those books, and you may or may not find something on the list. And how much you find on that list will account for a certain amount of bulk.
Okay. I mean, that's a recurring source of revenue. I'll take it.
Okay, Relevant. I know how you and Kevin like your evening reading. We'll see what we can do. For
yes, that's what you call it.
Yeah, well.
And he will walk out the door.
Until next time, my goblin friend.
Okay, so what do we have left to do in Otari? Does Shad need to take another save, or is that tomorrow?
That's you still have to wait on that one. That's wait till tomorrow. It's a 24-hour dealie.
Do we want to go in the middle of the night again? Like, it's evening right now, is it not?
It is, yeah. You could take more time to rest up or have a drink, talk around town.
If I not heard,
do more research.
I really don't want to just kill Thad right away. So taking another treat disease on him probably wouldn't hurt.
All right, so we head back to the Gauntlet in the morning, and I would do another continue researching Nimbleoth. So Tulak is just posted up in a quiet section of the Dawnflower, just reading away.
Thad is going to get crammed into the little hovel that Physic lives in.
Stop giving him a fucking what's a frat boy name? Thad. I hate it.
Oh, it's Chad, isn't it?
It's Shad, yeah. Not Chad. Chad and Thad are out. Shad.
I just love Chad and Thad because he's so not that guy. He's just the best.
Physic, it's good to see you. Hello, Chad. Oh no, Chad's my brother. Chad's my brother, and Thad, he's the youngest.
He went to Texas I&M. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, Shad will get a 20 on the treat disease.
That's on the treat disease, okay? And roll his fortitude. Scott got an easy one last step. He didn't have to do any combat.
Here, I just rolled it. It's a 19. Plus whatever.
Plus 1.
Oh, plus 1? Yeah, DC 20.
Nice.
Shad will not become a ghoul this time.
Shad.
All right.
I'm just
get your research going.
So I'm going to roll diplomacy again. That's a 17.
17. That is a failure.
Ooh. Damn.
Spicy locals.
Nimbleoth is a very, very rare something or other. God. Outer God. Hard to find information. But that's 2 more hours. I mean, we are, of course, going to be next morning. What time do you guys want to get up and go? And do you guys want to do any more research checks in between? Or do we want to just expedite and move forward?
I'm good.
Yeah, we might as well go.
I'm good, but I do want to say that the night previous, after her success at the Will-O-Wisps, she goes to the Fishery in Otari to have a stiff drink, read a couple letters to family, and kind of update Lardis Longsaddle on their progress.
All right. And while you're there running these errands, if you will, and giving these updates, you catch a glimpse of Kilino Lathanar. Is a little bit extra drunk than usual. And he's sort of like playing some games with some locals, probably a couple people that work at the market that he owns. But he starts giving them like a hard time about not bringing in some goods. But you don't quite catch what it is, at first. But he's like getting a little extra aggressive, and Lardis is like kind of stiffens and keeps an eye on him while you're conversing and perhaps playing your dominoes.
Can she ask Lardis about it? Like, I don't know if you want to make this a role-playing moment or if this is just an expedition dump.
Floor is yours. I'm always just leaving it open for you.
Right. Lardis, what's going on with that man over there? He seems a little bit belligerent for your small town here.
That there is Kilino Lathanar. He runs the Otari market. He lost his wife a a while back, years ago now, and he's not been the same since. It was wolf-like monster of some sort, apparently, and it was someone who hung out with the druids up the Stone Ring Pond. And he was driven out of town, this creature, but his wife Ayla died, and well, I would wager that he's given a hard time unnecessarily to his cohorts there over not bringing in more wolf pelts. He's always been after more wolf pelts. See, that creature was driven off a cliff outside of Otari and into the ocean, and, well, could not have survived, but he remains convinced that it and all wolf kind are still responsible and still out there. He just can't get over it. He shuts the Otari market once a year, Lady Gilda. And it's on the anniversary of his wife's death.
That's sad in more ways than I'd like to count. I hope he's able to move on at some point and live the life that he was destined to live. But I understand pain and grief, though I can't understand something on that level. Does he have somebody to keep an eye on him besides you? You know, somebody with a kind smile?
I'm sure the mayor keeps tabs as best he can, but for the most part he's lomer and quite dour, as it were. His only real company is those who dare to hang with him once in a while from the market. And he specifically avoids the druids. Doesn't trust them, although no one did after that event. When Warlowin came through and gathered at the Stone Ring Pond, well, they've done a great service for the druids up there, where they're more or less accepted back into the community, but Giolino can't let it go. The bright side, or at least the profitable one, if you happen to come across any wolf pelts, he pays quite handsomely for them.
I'll keep it in mind, though I don't think that's the kind of help he needs. And that's kind of where she leaves that.
Sure.
I don't...
Yeah, it doesn't get out of hand, and, probably the two of you keep an eye on him most of the time, but, eventually he sees himself home before the end of the night.
Yeah. Okay. She'll call it a night, not long after. And then back to the fog fen, I guess.
All right. On your way out of town, a courier from Galentine Deliveries stops you. Specifically running up to you, Lady Gilda, and hands you a letter and a package addressed to you.
Oh. Gilda looks to Tulok for a copper piece so she can tip the courier.
Tulok obliges.
And the courier's like, much obliged, and just peels off. And I'm gonna read a little something here. From hand to hand and place to place, a letter crosses several thresholds towards its destination. One threshold, the most curious and wondrous of all. First, a small delivery service to the hands of an expedient courier. Then from one courier to another. From that courier, it enters a large building with many people bustling about with many papers, stuffed envelopes, and wrapped parcels. The sound of pressurized air running through countless tubes overhead and along the walls. Passing through the correct and efficient hands of these workers and under discerning eyes, it makes its way through the long hallways and beyond sealed doors until it reaches a most curious room. Lit only by torches, in the room sits a handful of stern-looking wielders of the arcane, divine, and occult. A massive hourglass pours fine sand from top to bottom with extraordinary consistency. Markings along the glass indicate the hours of the day and are closely and unerringly examined by a halfling standing on a stool, slate, board, and chalk in hand. Several evenly spaced containers, similar to that of a bread bin, also support smaller hourglasses atop them. The letter makes its way to one such station and is handed to a woman dressed in blue and white robes, adorned with golden epaulets. Skimming the letter, she glances at the larger hourglass, returns to the container and places the letter inside. Closing the lid, she flips the hourglass above and patiently waits. Every 20 minutes, or 2 flips of her hourglass, she checks the container. Several hours later, she retrieves an envelope from inside. She skims the contents within. Turning around, a waiting courier quickly steps forward. She hands the envelope to him and promptly stamps and signs an additional writ and adds it to his burden. He gives a nod of confirmation and sprints out of the room. The letter returns to passing through thresholds and hands in reverse order. Only this time, from the writ, it comes with a carefully wrapped package to match. And that is what is presented to you now, Lady Gilda.
Cool.
What'd you get?
I like how this is like the Galarian Amazon.
I don't know what those words mean.
Galarian is where we are, the world, and Amazon is a big delivery company you might be familiar with.
Oh, I went way the other way with that. Like some kind of Wonder Woman-esque figure that came down from the mountains of this island.
All right, Lady Gilda, the letter is in your inventory. Do you want to read that?
To Lady Gilda of Augustana, rare are the times that a member of the Golden Legion find themselves with the burden of duty beyond the borders of our beloved Onderon. Indeed, it is the Steel Falcons that find themselves on this foreign offensive, as you know. But the defense of our kingdom does not end at invisible and arbitrary borders that follow rivers or tree lines. Defense against darkness and evil knows no bounds. It is the opinion of your general that your duty has led you to prevent further disaster, not only encroaching upon the Isle of Kortos, but also to the lands nearest the center of the world. It is the opinion of your father that the inner sea is quite a sight to behold, a sight oft dreamt of being revisited. I'm glad you share such an appreciation. Go with the blessing of the Onderon army and the love of a father. I await your return so that we may engage in ceremony and feast for your advancement into the Golden Legion. However, in the meantime, as duty still calls, consider your station honoris causa while you are abroad. This rightfully belongs to you. May you wear it with pride and courage. May peace forever be in your wake. Lou of Augustana, General of the Army of Onderon. P.S. You should see your mother's chrysanthemums this time of year. A venerable and colourful ocean of beauty in our own backyard. Hopefully that will tide me over for now. That's high praise for the Onderon army, gentlemen. That's not a letter we get every day from Lou. He's not what you would call a sparkling soul. He's more of a reserved man.
I'm glad that
it's very
other
kind.
people are realizing what's going on here and seeing the value and taking care of it. Sometimes I worry that, it's just us and then the city, but it appears that other people have taken an interest here, so it strengthens my resolve to figure out what's going on.
They like us. They really like us.
Well, I mean, he is Lou of Augustana is my father. If this were a letter of writ permission, it would come from the Eagle Knights. It wouldn't come from the Army of Onderon. They're two separate entities, but it's nice to have his, I dare say, approval, but very kind words indeed. And she opens the parcel.
And this is what is inside.
It is her Golden Legion epaulets. So like the Eagle Knight and the Golden Legionnaires, they normally wear these huge gilded pauldrons, but under them, on what would be their dress uniform, would be these Golden Legion epaulets that mark her as a signatory and an emissary of the Golden Legionnaires.
Sick.
It has a special ability with an action. Once per day, I can order a command to each ally within 60 feet to gain a +1 bonus to attack rolls, damage, and saving throws.
Dope.
Until the end
Against
of our next
fear.
turn. Against fear, yeah. That's awesome. I'm pretty sure that's just a bard ability, but that's really dope.
Very cool.
It's basic, yeah. It's like a once a day of Bardic Inspiration, or the Inspire Courage.
Yeah, that's really cool. I don't know how to wear it, but
On the shoulders.
Yeah,
On
shoulders,
the
I
shoulders.
think, is a
Thanks, man.
That was definitely
No
part of
problem.
the adventure. No question.
definitely built in. Yeah.
That one felt built in.
But yeah, he's basically that honoris causa. Like you still have to go home and go through the ceremony, but you've effectively achieved the rank you were aiming for.
That's
Well, a smile cracks across Tulok's face, which you guys haven't seen for quite some time, I'd say. I don't know if we do much smiling these days, but he looks on and claps a hand on your shoulder and says, well, Lady Gilda, you definitely deserve this, so I'm glad you've been recognized, and I can't tell you how happy I am that you're here. I don't think we would have survived without you, and we have a lot more surviving to do. You give me hope that we actually may live through this adventure. A hope I didn't have before, and darker thoughts have crossed my mind.
We always have had hope, Tulok. This is just a nice affirmation. The things we do, we still do ourselves, and we do for ourselves and the people of Otari. And there's no world in which it could be done without you.
The smile kind of fades from his face, and he nods.
She's got like tears in her eyes, but she very much wants to push on to take the attention off of this moment.
It's extremely honorable for you, isn't it?
It really is. This is a huge
It probably just
deal.
makes you miss home like crazy.
Yeah, like she feels this in the pit of her stomach. This is a big deal for her. Like this is what I thought the epilogue of her story was going to be. So like the fact that it's already happened is pretty huge. And with the golden epaulets, that means her position is actually secured as opposed to them just being kind words from her father. So when she goes back, there will be a place for her in the Golden Knights, and that's or in the Golden Legionnaires. So neat.
Hell yeah. Back to level 3, the library.
Back from outer
Because
space.
I'm back in black. Because I'm back in black.
This could be a great mashup if we could make all 3 of those work.
Just paint it black in it as well.
Why?
I don't know.
It was the best song that ever came out of a Twisted Metal game. It's fine.
Twisted Metal.
Deep cuts.
Oh god.
Okay, so
we're old.
I think when they're heading down the stairs back on that level, Tulok gets to the bottom of the stairs and looks to his left towards the west where the that fog creature was.
The mist
And he
stalker.
says, should we consider going through that door to the north and finishing this section just so nothing comes from behind us? I believe that's what Samal would have wanted us to do.
I trust your judgment, Tulok. Let's make haste that way if that's the way you'd like to go.
He did love to bring up the rear.
So Tulok will cast Detect Magic at the door.
Ne pas de magique.
All right. And
That's
bring up
French for no
Shad
magic.
for check for traps and all that.
nada.
P.S. Actually, time out. We never really dealt with Shad not having working thieves' tools.
There are 2 in the party loot. I just figured we would give him one of those.
There's one on Physic that I'm going to give to Shad because I don't want the fucking one bulk on me.
All right, I respect that.
Amazing.
Tulok casts
Sorted.
mage armor on himself.
Of course he does.
All right.
Okay. Hey, checks for tracks. Nothing there. Who's cracking the door?
I am, while taking the defend action. Is it locked?
It is not.
Tulok avoids notice.
Pop. Narrow hallway leads straight ahead to another door and another door on the left, on the west side.
She's just gonna try the one on the left.
Opens the one on the left. Stairs lead up.
This one's a stairway going up. Hold on a sec here, gents. If you want to do your magic and trap thing at the fire door, I'll check this one
Yep.
out.
So Tulok will detect magic and Shad will check for traps.
Nothing there. And magic.
30 feet.
No. I guess. I'm going with
Okay.
no.
35 feet away. And he steps back and waits for Lady Gilda to come back down. as he hears her.
She comes down with just like, her face is a little pale. That's the room where we fought the giant skin tag that nearly destroyed all three of us.
Ah, yes.
And shuts the door on her way out. This room looks odd, and she would like to immediately investigate the floor.
Well, you crack the door, and you see a wall, a room that's empty, but it's decorated with hundreds upon hundreds of tiny little hash marks, as if someone had been counting days, ages. To the northwest, you can quickly eye an iron door with a barred window that sits in the wall, and a large but open padlock hanging from the latch. But most importantly, right in front of you is this creature.
Ooh.
Red-skinned, bulky, spiked armor, long tail, cloven feet, horns, big jutting jaws and teeth, and a beard. He's lazily leaning on his very nasty-looking glaive. And he just looks up, stares straight at you, and says, "Welcome to my meager prison. You are intruding and thusly under arrest. Please submit your gear and weapons and step into the adjoining cell."
And in the off chance we were to refuse your very polite command there, sir, what if we were to just shut the door and make our way back the way we came?
You've already intruded, and as I said, thusly under arrest. Should you try to leave, you will be taken by force.
As this is going down, Tulok is drawing the wand of magic missile.
And Physic is loading his alchemical crossbow +1.
And this guy is just like, he hasn't even shifted. He's just leaning on his glaive like it's whatever.
And we're going to call it here, right? We're going to call it here, right?
You wish.
Can I make an attempt to make an impression?
Sure. What do you say?
I prefer to roll first, if that's okay.
Sure, if you like.
I think that, well, I understand that you're just doing your due diligence, and I imagine that somewhere along the line there was a contract imposed. We met a Azizabub upstairs who was quite kind to us, after a while. It took a little bit of doing, of course, but we got to a point where things were just fine between us. And what I was hoping, realistically here, is that you could just forget you ever saw us. We'll close the door, and then a second we find your contract that you signed to whoever was the original devotee of the contract, we'll bring it back to you and tear it up in front of you so you can be free of your meager prison. I rolled a 16.
When you mentioned this about upstairs, he visibly looks disgusted. He's just like, ugh, loathsome creatures. That janitor especially. Filthy zebubs. Little spies. I don't know how you know about my contract, but you clearly don't know how they work. Ripping it up will do me no good. However, possessing it might help. I've been here a long time. Not my longest post held, mind you. But I was instructed by the Lady Belcoir herself. Wait here and let no one out until I come for you. You are here and in. You are not to be let out. However, she has not come back.
So I'll tell you what. I'm going to close the door and we'll pretend like this never happened. If she hasn't been around in 100 years, chances are she doesn't even know we're here. And,
she hasn't been around in 500 years.
Well, there you go. She's not even going to know we're here. So we'll find the contract and we will free you from this post, and I will bequeath upon you your devilish free will once again.
You seem eager, perhaps capable, if perhaps also stupid.
I've been accused of worse things.
She doesn't have to know you're here because she's not alive. How could she possibly be? She is not a devil like myself. She is not a Barbazu. However, we will not pretend this didn't happen. But we will make this bargain. Return here with my contract if you can, and we shall see. But if you return without it, he points a finger at you, you will not leave again. I am Corlock, and I have spoken.
She just silently, making as much eye contact as she possibly can, closes the door. So we're never going back to that room. Everybody turn around and let's get the fuck out of this hallway.
All right, let's go.
I agree, but I do wish to know who is in the cell beyond the door.
I mean, if you... What do you know about Barbazu there, Tulok? I mean, I would like to roll a check to see what I know, but James believes that these are well out of our range.
This is a religion check.
23.
Barbazu, also known as bearded devils. They are infantry devils, essentially. And they are very murderous and satiate their lust for annihilation by serving as foot soldiers for Hell's armies. They often lead hordes of lesser devils, such as imps and lemurs, into battle. And their serrated glaives inflict jagged gashes that resist magical healing. When they hit you, it's hard to recover, and they hit hard. They are very deadly.
Just looking at that character art, I was like, we could not fuck with this thing.
In their beards, even their beards have magical power. That's why they're called beard devils. Their beards can lash out at you and cause this sort of it's called a vernal fever. They can inflict infernal wounds. They're slightly resistant to magic. They're dangerous.
Yeah, I know they're dangerous.
Yeah.
But Gilda, as a paladin of good, needs to attempt diplomacy first, or should attempt diplomacy first. And, I had no problem entering in that combat, but I don't think all four of us would make it out.
All right, well, with that knowledge in mind, Tulok moves back east, and I think he's heading towards one of these middle rooms, the fire room.
The fire supplies room? Okay. Listen, check. Everything's free.
And he awaits Lady Gilda.
The old door cracker. You crack the door, and there are several buckets of sand and a number of large barrels that crowd this very cramped storeroom. A simple wooden case with a closed lid is attached to the back of the door.
You lied. You said these were fire-starting materials, Freeman.
Chad. I'm not controlling him, but whoever is, he goes in and will search.
He takes a look around and doesn't find anything within the barrels and buckets, but he checks the container on the back of the door, and there is a wand inside.
All right. Tulok fails with a natural 1 when trying to determine what the wand is.
Physic will take a look.
Tulok will aid.
Will he?
See.
Okay, so that will be an 18 total.
I was just double-checking the rules. It looks like it's the same rules as scrolls for identifying wands. So I'm just going to double-check here.
Not being a magic user, I'm not going to have anything on my list.
I also rolled an 18 for religion.
Okay. Yeah, no auto recognition, and all rolls have failed.
All right, Tulok will put it in the bag of holding.
Okay, and this door was the Scrivener's Workshop, or this door?
The south one.
Okay.
The other one was unmarked.
But Scrivener's, they made a point to not get too close to, as if there were someone in there. We might want to tread carefully down this hallway.
Yeah.
I get that.
Let's do all the door stuff there.
It's probably just more ghouls.
Okay.
Let's do the workshop first. At least we know kind of what we're getting ourselves into.
Physics loading a ghost charge into his alchemical crossbow as he follows them.
Gilda opens the door, assuming there's no magic and no traps.
Yep. You crack the door, and while this room may have once served as a writing studio, perhaps, today its condition has been all but obliterated by dozens of tiny swatches of skinned flesh marked with tattoos. Judging by the workspace on the table in the middle of the room, these tattoos have been placed post-mortem with a swath of pale skin stretched over the desk, sporting a half-completed image of a sinister woman. And leering over said image is a ghoul who is dressed quite differently in Scrivener, with Scrivener supplies along his waist, tattoo needles, a leather sort of apron. And he's very concentrated and working on what he's doing. You crack the door and step in, and he just looks up at you with his beady, evil eyes. Who are you and what are you doing here?
I am Lady Gilda of August, Golden Legionnaire, and we are here to consecrate this library from your evil and filth.
Then you will die.
Not likely.
Roll for initiative. Oh boy.
Oh, we make so many friends down here.
Don't put me front and center with the undead.
Oh no, I'm not blaming you. I would love to punch this guy in the face. I'm just gonna do it vicariously through Lady Gilda.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's get some initiative. Lady Gilda, what'd you get?
I got an 18.
Okay,
natural 20 for a 28.
All right, Physic.
Physic is not looking so hot with a 10.
Okay, what about Shad?
That's a 21 from Shad.
Okay, we are going to start with Tulok at the top of the round. I don't know if he's got line of sight. It looks like he does.
All right.
What do you got?
Tulok will cast Tentacular Limbs.
Hey!
Nailed it.
All right, so his arms extend with the smoky black magic reaching out over the shoulder of Lady Gilda, and in combination with that, he will cast Touch of Idiocy upon the Scrivener. So, the target must attempt a will save.
Will save. Pretty good.
Pass.
26.
The target is unaffected, so that is it for me.
Ooh. Okay.
Son of a
That was
bitch.
a natural 16. Shad.
Shad is going to stride 10 feet southeast, just to the north of this awful, like, shriveled up Buffalo Bill motherfucker. Attempt a feint, which will be a perception against your deception.
No, other way around. Your deception against my perception.
Okay. I would have got there eventually, Freeman.
You're deceiving me.
Yeah, it's layers upon layers of yeah. Let's not overthink it. Oof. That's a 9 on the die for a 16.
No, not gonna do it.
Really? Third will just be to take a strike with his rapier.
Okay.
And I don't really want to talk about it, but it was an 11 to hit.
Okay, just get all your bad rolls out on Shad. You're fine. Lady Gilda.
Lady Gilda will stride to end up flanking with Shad. Their first action. Second action will be to keep that shield raised. And third action will be to strike out with her disrupting hand wraps of mighty blows.
Okay.
That is a 19 to hit.
That's a miss.
Oh, shit.
That's bad news.
Okay, that's her turn.
Okay.
Isn't even flat-footed at 19 is a miss?
Flat-footed. Yep, still a miss.
Oh, wow. Okay, don't care for that.
This creature is just not having it, and is going to. He's actually takes a couple brief moments between his attacks here. This is flavor style now, where he's spouting angry gibberish at you in a language you don't understand. But he is going to swipe with his claw at Shad for a 22 to hit.
That hits, yeah.
Okay, and he is going to take 14 slashing damage, and I need a fortitude save, please.
Jesus. Could you not? 19.
Fail. He is paralyzed.
Wow.
Not looking too hot, fellas.
Paralyzed means you're frozen in place. You are flat-footed, and you can't do anything except recall knowledge. Your senses still function. You basically just can't move. Let's see here. Because paralyzed, he can attempt a new save at the end of each of his turns, and the DC cumulatively decreases
That's good.
as he tries to break out. So at the end of his turn, let's try to remember that. And then the next attack is going to swing at Lady Gilda, also with claws.
Okay.
25 to hit.
25's a hit. I will, I'll shield block that, I think.
Okay. That's 15 slashing damage.
Okay.
And remarkably, you do not experience the need to resist the paralytic effect like Shad just did.
Interesting.
We are learning things.
Physic, you're up.
Nebulously. Okay, first
Nebulously.
first move is going to be putting a lesser alchemical fire into his alchemical crossbow.
You already put a ghost touch one in there.
Oh yeah, I did,
ghost
didn't I?
touch.
And that's gonna do absolutely jack shit, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, anyways, might as well get that out of the old barrel.
You don't have to fire the crossbow, you can still throw bombs, right?
Oh yeah, you know how I famously don't hit my teammates with splash damage
I'm just
all the
saying,
time?
I'm just saying.
You know, I'm pretty good at not hitting them with splash damage. I'm gonna that's gonna be fine. Now I'm just gonna stride forward with my first action. Second action, I am going to fire with the alchemical crossbow.
Okay.
For a 13 to hit, it does not.
Does not.
Third action, he's going to grab a lesser healing potion from his bandolier.
Okay, and it's top of round 2.
All right, so Tulok will
what do you got?
raise the wand of magic missile in his hand and fire it 3 times at this guy. So purple bolts of magic missile firing across the room. 2 6s and a 4 for 16 points of force damaggio.
Oh my god, that's two max
Hell yeah.
damages. That's sweet. All right, bam, bam, bam. At least he got a little something in there. Shad's up.
Shit.
Saving throw is pretty much it.
Will. Might as well. Yeah, I mean, he's nothing but fodder at this point.
Oh yeah, that's right. Paralyzed for his whole round.
You could do a
Roll me
recall
that-
knowledge
roll me
on
that
like the
fortitude.
ghoul's crafting ability and see what type of ghoul
That's true.
it is.
Yeah, you could do. It's a religion check for this this creature.
How, okay, here we go. How pious is Chad?
What's your religious bonus?
I think it's 0.
Okay, I'll tell you right now, unless it's at least 10, you're not going to get it.
Can we maybe hand off the chess piece? Just stab him with a rapier?
No, you're paralyzed.
Oh yeah, okay,
You're-
that's fortitude.
Roll me a
save
fortitude.
then. Yeah. 14.
Still paralyzed. Okay, that DC is going to be reduced by 2 in the next one. Lady Gilda. This creature cannot be flat-footed at this point because he cannot move, Shad.
Yeah, that's fair. I will raise my shield with my first action. Second action, she will attempt to punch. That's a 15, which is, as we are aware, is not a hit.
Nope.
Second action, she will lay on hands this creature.
Okay.
That is a fortitude saving throw from you, please.
For save 21.
Yeah, 21's gonna do it.
Okay. That was not a
Yeah,
good roll
you still
for me
take the damage, which is great. That'll be 7 points of positive energy.
either. Okay.
That's her.
That's her. And this guy is going to claw again at Lady Gilda. Oh, that was the wrong button. Oh, it's the same bonus, so that's fine. 22 to hit.
22 is a meet to beat. She will block.
Okay, blocking again. That's 15 slashing.
Okay, 7 goes through. This isn't necromantic or anything, is it? Or necrotic?
It is not. Okay. This guy is going to do what you saw Augrail do, and is going to swiftly leap by the table towards Tulok, which does not trigger any reactions in case it would normally, and is going to swipe his claws at Tulok.
That'll do it.
For a 20 to hit. 13 slashing, and you also, oddly enough, do not have to roll for the paralytic effect. Physic.
Not great. Because he's got it in his hand, he's going to administer that minor healing potion. Sorry, lesser healing potion.
Nice.
11 points of
This guy
HP
hits hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are not looking great, fellas.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I just mean in my general, like, anxiety about how fucked we can get real
I mean,
right now.
You're absolutely right, but this is probably one of those hits hard, a glass cannon situation. I think 1 or 2 good punches on this creature and I can put it down.
You're just hoping.
Okay. Fuck you, Freeman.
Hit it with holy water. Do you have holy water?
Your ghost charge will, if it does hit, will still do damage.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah. The ghouls would
it's
get
undead.
Positive damage, wouldn't they? Okay, so second move would be reload the alchemical crossbow. Third move would be fire the alchemical crossbow.
Nice.
Which still has a bit of ghost charge into it.
Oh, hell yeah.
That was a 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
2 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
But then also 1d6 of positive damage. Another 2 points of positive damage.
Okay. Chipping away. Chip, chip, chip.
That's my turn.
Round
All right,
3,
so Tulok turns, backed up against the wall, being hit by this guy, and yells, Augrail! We could use your help! And hopes that will stir him to come aid us. And then, with his 3 actions, he turns. One of his pupils disappears as he casts Animate Undead. And another Festrog appears to the left of this creature. And if you could just pop him out for me there.
Oh, boy.
Yes, sir.
To the left?
Right there.
Right there.
All right.
Okay.
And
Another
then
beauty
it
of a Festrog.
attacks. That is going to be a 28 to hit. So that's with his jaws. Now that it is hit with his jaws, he will attempt to feast. Oh, no, he can't feast. It's not a living creature. My apologies. It then attacks with its claw. Oh, wait, sorry, I haven't given you damage. 8 points of damage. And then it will attack with his claws.
8 points damage, okay.
For a 16 to hit, a miss. So its disgusting jaws just sink into this thing, and then it misses with its claws.
Okay, and that's gonna bring us to Augrail, who's let me just roll a perception check for him and see if he's paying attention.
Just comes shambling down the hallway like,
yeah. So what was that? Yeah, he starts to make his way towards you, and he gets as far as behind Physic. Ah, what's happening? And it's Shad's turn. Let's go ahead and get another Fortitude save. DC -2 now.
A 22 from Shad.
Yeah, that'll do it. He is no longer paralyzed, but that's the end of his turn.
He's healthy? He's back? What a guy.
Lady Gilda.
First action will be to raise. Second action, she will leap 5 feet onto the table. Mm-hmm. So she is flanking this creature. And third action, she will strike. That is a 28 against flat-footed.
Her punch against flat-footed, and it strikes. It's not a crit, though.
Okay. That is 11 points of bludgeoning damage and 3 points of radiant from the disrupting property.
The 3 was already calculated in.
9 points of bludgeoning and 2 points of positive.
All right, so 11 total. So raise, move, punch. it is this guy's turn again. And he is going to swing again at Tulok.
I will
for a
use
22 to hit.
my retributive strike.
Oh boy.
So it'll be 5 DR against this attack, Tulok.
Okay, he rolled for 11 damage,
Copy
so you will
that.
take 6.
And that will be a 14 to hit. I'm having a hard time rolling higher than a 10 here.
And because of your intervention, it's going to turn around and it pulls a piece of like flesh out of its pocket that's covered in tattoos and munches it down, healing itself, and then gaining the quickened condition.
Balls.
And swings at you, Lady Gilda, with a claw for 17.
That is a miss.
And then lunges with its jaw for 24.
That is a hit.
18 piercing damage. And I need a fortitude save against Ghoul Fever.
Okay. That is a 19.
Fail.
Okay.
You contract stage 1. Physic, you're up.
Physic moves.
You have to do a tumble through check,
Yeah,
acrobatics, if you want to get
that
through their reflex DC.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to tumble through diagonally southeast.
Okay. Roll me an acrobatics.
Good. I just gotta pump myself up for this because I'm not very good at it. That's a 12.
No, you can't get through.
Okay, just going to draw another lesser healing potion. And move 10 feet behind my good ghouly friend.
Okay, so you're getting past Augrail. Okay, cool. And that brings us to...
All right, Tulok will reach out and attempt to bring a piece of stone loose from the wall and bring it down upon the head of this creature using telekinetic projectile. 20 to hit.
That's a miss.
And then he is going to step to the side to stride to the west to allow a room for Augrail to come through.
You need to sustain
I forgot.
your fast rock if you want to keep
He's just
it.
going to stay there and sustain. And then that makes it the Festrog's turn, who will strike out with the jaws. 26 to hit for 8 points of damage.
Holy shit.
And it is going to natty 1 on the next attack. And that is it.
No dice. Okay. Now it's Augrail who is going to attempt to get into that room and does, showing Physic up.
A shambling corpse does a better job of acrobatics than Physic does. That very indicative of his general coordination.
Well, he's got that sweet leap ability, so maybe you just use that.
Yeah, let's go with that. Thank you for placating my emotions, James.
We need you, buddy.
Augrail tumbles through the room and turns around and is going to attack with his own claw. No, his jaw. He's going to attack with his jaws to start and hits with a 24.
Give him Ghoul Fever.
Oh, big 10 damage. And then goes for a claw for another 24. And 8 damage. Does a number on this guy.
It's hot shit that the NPCs are better
Yeah,
than
we
us.
should really just make our whole party NPCs at this point.
And that brings us to Shad, who's finally not paralyzed.
Freeman can finally have his Encounter Me show.
Encounter this, available on all your favorite podcast apps.
Oh, man.
Shad is going to attempt another feint on this flat-footed, table-dwelling motherfucker.
Okay.
That's a nat 1 on his Deception.
Yeah. I mean, he's already flat-footed, though. Because he's flanked. So kind of a waste of action, to be honest.
Well, he's nothing if not flamboyant.
Yeah.
And then we'll go on with a melee strike with his rapier for a 12 to hit.
Miss.
Third will be a 7 to hit.
Also miss.
Oh, was it? I thought that third one was gonna hit. Okay.
All right. You are the Joe O'Brien of this podcast. It's crazy.
I don't know what that means.
Lady Gilda. I know you don't, but
It's fine.
it means you roll really low all the time.
First will be a free action, Desperate Prayer. She will pray to Rory to refill her focus pool. Second action will be a lay on hands on herself because she's not doing too great.
All right.
Second action will be to raise her shield as is the norm.
Yep.
And I want to grab him, but I don't see the value in it with the flat-footed condition, him being flanked on all sides. So she will strike.
Oh,
that is a
praying
natural
to
20
Rory.
for a 29.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah.
Bless up, baby.
You've been waiting for it.
Lady
You said a
Gilda.
couple good punches. Maybe it's only one good
Oh
punch.
my god,
Whoa,
that is 32
boy.
points of damage.
Oh my god.
22 points of bludgeoning and 10 points of positive energy. That's nearly max all around. And I rolled a 2 on one of those d6s.
Oh my gosh.
So I
You knock him the fuck out.
yeah.
And suddenly, next to Tulok, the door opens and another ghoul lunges at him. Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.